All right, YouTube, welcome back, guys. I'm gonna get this. This is kind of a wrap video. We had some price action today towards the end of the day that was kind of warrants a video, and we had a clear rejection of resistance. Well, I'm gonna get right into it. All right, so here's what happened, and the reason why I put these videos out, intra market, is so that I can point out the levels that are important to watch. And when you see something happening, you're able to use the information to act. I can't put out a video. The video that I put out now is kind of after the fact. And the video that I put out earlier pointed out those levels and what to watch for. So if you were on your game, you were able to take advantage of that pretty big drop that we saw. And I myself was able to do that as well. So these are a couple trades that I executed. You can see here at 954.02 I shorted XLK, and the reason why is because Triple Q's was above its resistance right here. You can see right here, here's right in here, and 954 was basically right there. I shorted it. But Triple Q's popped above that resistance just briefly. I was watching that, and as it was doing that, I was looking for an impulsive sell-off. This is what you call a stop raid or a bull trap. They pop it above key resistance levels, run a bunch of stops, and then flip it the other way. And that's exactly what this was. So my position was on XOK, but basically, I got short right. Where did I grab this one at? 54. So right in here, basically right in here, I saw it starting to sell off, and I just shorted it. And so the point that I'm trying to make is not so much what I'm doing, but the fact that I point these key levels out in advance, and it doesn't mean that my levels are always going to play out, but if you can watch them and see that that the market's reacting around those levels, then you can use those levels to take trades and take advantage of it. So where did we end up the day? All right. Oh, and I also closed my Philip Morris trade right when I saw that impulsive selling start to trigger. I bailed out of Philip Morris really quick because that's one of the long positions that I have, and I didn't think it was going to hold up an impulsive sell-off like we just saw, and it didn't. Triple Q's. So we popped over this 280.40 level just briefly. You can see the tail intra-hour. Again, that's why hourly closes are so important. If you took this trade long based on the hour, popping up, then the hour closed way down here. So you want to make sure that you're watching levels. If you're, especially if on a breakout. The tell for me, this is a big resistance level that the market's watching. We've rejected it several times, 3 times now, and we already had the slight breakout. So to be popping above it again, I would expect if it's going to break above that level, it's going to be impulsive. It's not going to just barely break above, middle to late of the day. It's just with low volume, that's just not going to happen. The way that this breakout is going to break, if it's going to stick, is you're going to see either a gap up or some sort of impulsive move, maybe in the morning with volume. That's how you're going to break above this level. And so how we were breaking above it towards the end of the day was very suspicious. So I was watching it. I saw it start to sell off. We take the short. And it fell right down to this 275 level. So basically closed the day at support in Triple Q's. So we went from rejection of resistance all the way to support. So probably get a little bit of a bounce here in the morning or in the futures overnight. And then ultimately, I think we're going lower now because we already had the false breakout. If you go to the daily here, this is your breakout right here. This was the fake out, kind of the fake out that looked like a breakout, but it ended up not being one. And, we've recaptured back down below resistance, impulsively rejecting today. I think we're going to, we've got some more selling coming. So we're going to watch that. And that's kind of what I'm seeing going on. Okay, I'm going to try to keep this video short, and pretty much across the board, all the stocks that I've been pointing out for shorts are they still look good. I did not cover any shorts today. And I thought about maybe covering a little bit of my XLK down near support, but that daily chart tells me we're going lower. So even if we move, get a little bounce off support like I expect we will, I think we're going to break down some more. Tesla continues to break down. Here's the hourly chart. You can see we're just breaking down below, some support levels, continuing to kind of drift away from this trend line that we have right here. And so I'd expect probably a gap down tomorrow in this thing. DraftKings fell right down to this first support level that I have. Right there at 55, 50, it's about 55.60. Got a little bounce. You can see we, fell right down to it, bounced off of it, and closed just slightly above it. So that might be all that there is for that bounce. I do expect this level to break. It's been priced into the charts with negative divergences on the hourly and the daily. So I'm looking for this one to break and head lower. And I've got this 44 level as kind of my target for this one for now. So I do expect that one to continue. Let's look at some FANG stocks. All right, Apple pretty much closed at support. Here's support right here. The FANGs are probably going to pretty much all close at support, which lines up with triple Qs. You've got some support here at 113 basically. Microsoft closed slightly above support right there at 205. You can see we just tagged it. Amazon looks like they closed below support. Slightly below support. So, that's kind of bearish for Amazon. Google closed below support as well. So two of the FANGs are, except for Facebook, I don't cover Facebook very often. It just doesn't have the weighting and really matter too much. Google closed below support as well. So bearish on some of these FANGs and at support on others. Financials, here's the fake out, or what I was looking for. It kept creeping up. I had covered my position because I saw that it kept creeping up, and I was looking for some sort of impulsive breakdown around this level, and here it is. Nice impulsive break back below resistance. That's bearish for the financials. You can see here on the daily closing, well below resistance. I think this sets us up for, a move down, probably heading down to this 22 over time. XLV here, rejected off resistance here. You can see here, tagged resistance again and rejected. So that's a clear trend line to watch. It's obvious now. Usually by the time it becomes obvious, that's the end of that trend line. So I think we head lower, heading down to 97 in XLV. I'm going to wrap up with this one. I don't have anything else really to point out besides this final thing. So PAAS, nice clean rejection, breakdown from this trend line that we were watching, breaking below this support level that I see here at 32.55, and ultimately you could mark this is kind of an uptrend line, I believe. Yeah, so this we could probably move this one slightly lower, probably put it right about there. And you can see here that it's closing basically right at support, but we broke this uptrend line. The negative divergences are starting to play out. You can see right here we had negative divergence where we had a higher price, just a marginally higher price and a lower peak in momentum, telling us that a trend change was imminent. Then you look for price supports to break, and that's what we saw today. Now we got to break this 32.35, but I think it's going to happen. If you look at the daily, nice impulsive breakdown closing right at support. If we break down any lower, we're probably heading down to this 26 level, I think, and that's a ways down there from where we're at now. That is a drop of about 20% with today's move, adding on top of that. So looks good, and so we'll watch this one. And that's all I got, guys. I'm going to wrap it up, keep this one relatively short. I do appreciate you guys, so thank you, and catch you guys on the next one.